done enough, lights out, still gonna keep the torch. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? I wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? I wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some, see some. I never mind if people change. I wanna try and heal my pain. How do you buy what can't be sold? How can you lie to me in my face, in my face, in my face, in my face, in my face? That's how still gonna keep the torch. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more?
Run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. You see us out here getting to the bag. Run the numbers up and run it back. Run, 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 run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. Oh no, where we get the bag. Yeah, don't you get too mad. Run, 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 run it back.
You getting money, you really don't need to talk about it. Move quiet, you should try it, there's some clout around it. Chase it, and overthinking the process. Outside of the gates, spewing that nonsense. On the phone, he begging women to come out. Back to back, calling until his minutes run out. Begging for loose change and scraping to maintain. Or sipping, and playing with waist chains. I think you get the picture, we outside the frame. Get your Louis Hamilton on swerve lane to lane. On gang, on gang. We brainstorm until it rains and we drive our gang straight into the Hall of Fame. You need to pay attention. I was 17 and had them shipping the benzin. I was 16 eating steak with Russell Simmons. I was 15 in the basement with a vision. I could
run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. Run it, run it, run it, run it back. Stuff it in your Birkin bag, cause he don't feed with that. So just run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. Run, 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 run it back. We run the numbers up and run it back. Run, 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 run it back.
Time to add to the cipher. Time is money, time to run the numbers higher. They're hustling early, this hardwired. Photo bezel, frozen neck or black attire. $1 million make a follow a messiah. Is you a charlatan or really?
The playoffs are back at Lambeau, and the temps, well, they're where you would expect them in the frigid range. Just how the Cheeseheads like it here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd down and 4. Now they'll audible to something else. Second and 4. He'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Buying time to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Johnson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown from 6 yards away. And the Giants have struck first in this NFC title game. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
And they get to him right out of the gate, and this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines and talk with his offense coordinator and head coach and say, hey, you know that game plan we put together? We might need to change it right now.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Love winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
It got his man complete.
Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Packers. Deebo Samuel taking it in. And the Packers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. First carry of the game for Zamir White.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd down and 6 now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 3rd down. 7-7, our score after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score tied.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
That is caught. And he will have a Giants first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that first down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They'll look to throw again. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 10 more there and another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He completes it right side to White. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw again.
Another catch by White. Back-to-back plays. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
He'll look to throw. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants have taken the lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And that makes the score 14-7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Love now.
Escaping the pressure right.
1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down.
Let's go now.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Love from the gun. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Love.
And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To the air again, Love.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun. Love.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Shut up.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. 70 Lions. 60.
Here's Jacobs, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
A loss of 2.
Throwing, Love. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Doubs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand-new ball game.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. There he goes, left side. He may go. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot in the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
And they have work to do in the second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic, and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Unfortunately for you, you've been around me for a little while now, so you know me as well as anyone and how I look at a game. I don't ever advocate abandoning anything, but in this case, I'm going against my own thought process. You got to change it up. You got to start throwing it around a little bit, finding ways to try and move the ball, because keeping on the ground just isn't working for them.
Yeah, maybe get him the ball out of the passing game, a swing pass outside or something, just something to bury it up. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 41. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Well, we're in the third quarter of the NFC title game. This is 2nd and 10. And now they'll shift things around. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. In motion, the tight end. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And this is good for a 1st down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking sideline, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And even 100 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he goes over the century mark with the AFC title on the line.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient. followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 33. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of
right for you, an interception's result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Here's Love.
Forced out to his left.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to